Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. So this is it. I know that a lot of you have stopped watching this with us because, a lot of people are disappointed with how this season has unfolded. I'm not going to say I'm completely disappointed. I still find what they're doing in this pretty interesting, but compared to what was available to us versus what we got, I can't help but say I feel cheated in some way. I don't hate this show. I'm disappointed that we weren't given the full scale of what was readily available in this world. If this is in fact the end, which is what a lot of people are saying, that this is in fact the end of the series. Season 2, Episode 11. We got it queued up here. Let's give it a watch and let's see what happens.
Didn't just show us all that in a fucking little picture montage.
Yeah. Christ.
I'm pretty disappointed with.
I am too.
Yeah.
That
did not feel satisfactory
at all.
Satisfying.
It was not.
That was literally like we rushed the shit out of this and finished it right there.
Yeah.
Compared to what we started with on season 1, like
slow, methodical.
Like, I'm even in agreement with the manga people now. This was not great.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat right now, man. I
think it's because I don't know if you remember me saying this, but I heard that apparently in the credits, the original creator actually jumped off last episode. Like, he just took his name off of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think everybody gave up on it by this point and just let them finish it up. They probably couldn't get another season confirmed either, if I had to guess.
Maybe.
I would say that deal got even harder to get as, like, the fan response was mostly negative about halfway through.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes when they screw the pooch, I mean, something that could seem like a guaranteed hit, and then all of a sudden changes that are made, then like turn off a fan base. You know, the number one example I can think of in the modern era was when The Last Jedi came out. Mm-hmm. And they literally made such narrative changes that they basically screwed the pooch and threw the entire Star Wars like future into disarray. And then Rise of Skywalker proved like how far they'd fallen, and now who the fuck knows what they're gonna do next. And we had hope. We had some hope with The Mandalorian, but now that's being extinguished away. And now Jon Favreau is so upset with the bullshit that Disney's higher ups are pulling, he's considering leaving the project.
Damn.
And if he goes, holy shit. That's like one of the big creative nerve centers for the entire Mandalorian franchise. I mean, if he goes, I'm not sure if Dave Filoni stays either. I mean,
if we're being honest and thinking about it, at least if it dies now, that was a pretty decent fucking ending.
Oh yeah,
like,
big time.
That's gonna be hard to top.
It is.
Throughout the rest of I'm sure the rest of the show
very,
is
very
still good, but like if you just let that be the ending, it's like, oh, that's where he separates from. Like, spoilers, obviously. If you haven't watched The Mandalorian, you need to go watch it. So, but obviously, where he separates from Grogu and leaves him with Luke, like that's a pretty fucking epic ending.
Oh yeah.
Into that saga.
If that's the end of The Mandalorian, I would be okay with it. I still want to see more, but at the same time, it's just ugh. You know, and that's what I was hoping from this. I was hoping, hey, maybe they're going to end it with the door closing, with them going to the human world, and then maybe we see, like, at the beginning of the 3rd season, we see, like, something resembling our world, and then that's when we see, like, these kids running around, and then there's the one who's lagging behind, and all of a sudden someone looks back and says, Phil! And then we see, oh, the kids made it to the human world, and they're actually like thriving in the human world. Mm-hmm. And then he's like wondering, hey, like, he was thinking about Emma and Ray and Norman and them being left behind in the demon world, and that's when we go over to the demon world and we see Norman, Ray, and Emma, Mujika, Sanju, Zazie, and the rest of the Lambda experiments going on about their day, or going on like their adventures and everything, and then we follow that for season 3. But then instead we get a collage of just pictures of, hey, this is what happened. Oh, hey, this happened too. Oh, this happened. And I'm just like, oh my god. There's so much here that you could have played with in the 3rd season. So much that you could have played with and had fun with. But instead, this is where we end it. This is it. Game over, man. Game over.
It says, The Promised Neverland recently brought its second ending to an end, and with it surprisingly brought the anime's run as a whole to an end as well. While this abrupt ending is definitely the final nail in the coffin for an incredibly divisive second season, it is also kind of telling that fans of the anime have been trying to get more fans to check out Caillou, Shirai, and Posaka Demizu's original manga series instead. But that's not exactly going to be the end-all fix for fans who had problems with the anime anyway.
Yeah. Well, again, this is I didn't get the feeling from this like I got from the first rendition of Full Metal Alchemist. That I did not get the feeling from this season for that. For this, if I give the first season like a 9.5 out of 10, right now I'd probably be content giving this a 6 out of 10 right now. Just because of all the, of everything that was available to them for a 3rd season. And, collage time. Let's just end it all here. God, Jesus. Okay.
No, yet again, like I said, this was not planned. If you go back, there is plenty of evidence that it was not planned to go this way earlier in the season. Because we had things brought up that were just fucking dropped.
Yep.
Never fucking touched on again.
Yeah.
Sanju saying, I hope they run wild so I can eat them. Forget he ever said that. Who the fuck cares? He's just friendly to everybody and helps them all escape now.
Yeah.
Fucking the writing on the fucking walls. Never got anything about what that was. No. There was so much shit set up.
And then
that was essentially, pointless.
And of course,
you can tell that this fell apart halfway through, and they were like, "Oh shit," and just had to kind of damage control, and they didn't even do a good job of damage controlling it.
And then there's the whole Isabel thing. It's just Isabel screwed up royally at their most promising prospect, and what do? They give her the offer they give her the offer. Hey, if you find the kids, everything will be restored. But instead, no, she becomes a grandmother. How the fuck? Why the fuck? Not to mention,
they whisper something in her ear. And, are we left to just assume it's we'll promote you to grandmother? It's I guess that's what it was. Because, man, Acoleyte was we'll let you and Ray go. That would have been the obvious,
that was my
thing that would have definitely convinced her to do anything they said. But, there was, all kinds of fucking setup potential that I feel just got completely, just flushed down the toilet.
Yeah.
Overall, due to the second season, I would say I would definitely put the series at a 5 out of 10. The first half of the season was really fucking decent, in my opinion. Even through the changes they made, I was still all in, through the first half. The second half, I started to be I'm seeing some things that are weird. If this ends soon, this is not going to be good. And it did end soon, and it didn't end well. No. It ended completely unsatisfyingly, so I'm with the manga people at this point. This was a very sad attempt at the second season compared to what we got for season 1. The bright news about this show is at least you can go back and rewatch season 1 and pretend that season 2 never happened and season 1 is just the conclusion, because them going off and escaping and into the woods, into an unknown world to do whatever, is a better ending to a series than this, really fucking convenient, happy like montage.
No consequence. Almost no consequences.
Like, look at all the things we could have done, but we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Like
no consequences. Yeah. Period.
It's like just neatly wrap up all the conflicts with overly convenient like shit. Like, it's nothing felt satisfied because nothing felt earned.
Yeah.
Like, hardly anything in this felt earned.
Everything was just served up on a silver platter.
Oh, here you go. Here's the answer. The answer's right here. Yeah, here's this answer.
Like, MacGuffin after MacGuffin after MacGuffin. Mm-hmm. Deus Ex Machina. Or
like it was like
Deus
any and
Ex
all
Mujica.
conflict that was set up just neatly like happened to Deus Ex Machina the shit out of itself. Like,
yeah.
So nothing was satisfying about it.
You see, and some people
like you look at this and then you look at something like Attack on Titan that's going on right now, and it's very easy to see like the different levels of just like care that have gone into the two different things, you know. It's just kind of sad. Like, it had huge potential to be like one of my favorite things ever. I think this first season still is kind of one of my favorite things ever.
First season, I would say, is still.
I kind of have to treat it like Alien. Like, I'd pretend that fucking Alien Covenant doesn't fucking exist because it ruins the fucking lore of the Alien saga
entirely.
Whereas, like, I'm just probably gonna just pretend that season 2 of this doesn't exist if I ever want to rewatch the first one.
That's fair.
And I definitely will. I'll go back and read the manga. But what I'm reading here is, like, you know, basically the manga's second half and ending wasn't much better than this, apparently. And, like, this just kind of made it worse.
Yeah. So, I guess there's really no happy ending. Not happy ending, but there's not a really satisfying ending for this whole scenario.
Yeah.
God, that sucks.
I mean, at least we can kind of say that to the people who just gave up watching it halfway through season 2, like, you probably saved yourself some time.
Yeah, you probably did.
Honestly, it wasn't really worth finishing.
No. I personally just, like, after watching this, I'm just like, yeah, I have nothing to say except for...
I'm pretty bummed out.
Bummed out, disappointed. There's so much more that could have been done.
It's like, there were some, like, happy moments in there, but it's just like... Even me at this point, I'm just like, yeah, this would be a lot cooler if we had have, like, gone through a little bit more to get to this point, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just kind of like, man, like, we're really just ending it here, and sure enough, yeah. It's like, and if they were going to just end it here, they should have just ended it. They shouldn't have been like, oh, here's all the ideas that we had that we're not going to do, like, you know?
Yeah, at least like, give us a tease for a potential season 3.
Yeah, like...
Something. God.
It's like, and you literally, like, split up, like, Phil and Emma in, like, this emotional moment, and, like, she's gonna be fixing the demon world for a long time, and then literally, like, 45 seconds later, like, we see them, like, reunite on screen, like, that's supposed to have an impact at that point. It's just, like, you can't make that kind of impact with the picture montage. That's not how storytelling works. Like,
no.
It doesn't work that way.
And again, it's just like
once upon a time, there was a princess, and she was kidnapped by a dragon. The prince came and slew the dragon and saved her and brought her back, and they lived happily ever after. What a great fucking story, right? Like, yeah. Jesus. It's like masterpiece. I'm gonna win a fucking award for that one.
Oh yeah, give this man the Jack Kirby Award.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Well,
it really sucks that this ended up being such a disappointing conclusion. Because like I really wanted this to be a better show. Like my hope was that we got to get to the end of the season, and like everybody that was like upset about the manga, you know, like deviating from the manga might have had some sort of at least payoff and retribution, like so that they had a reason to come back and check it out. But nope, they pretty much called it from the point that they started going off the rails with it.
From the very moment that it was set. Jesus. I have nothing else to say, man. This season was a tremendous disappointment compared to the first.
Hashtag Promise Neverland Brotherhood.
Yeah, hashtag.
You can even keep the first season like it is and just go off of that.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to redo the first season.
Yeah, hashtag redo Promise Neverland season 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. So, anyway, that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, then hey, we're at least glad someone did. But for now, that's going to do it for us. Until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you then, everyone. Peace out.